Oh my goodness, the match is actually happening. Jan Nepomniachtchi, former World Chess Championship challenger twice, once against Magnus, also a Blitz World Champion shared with Magnus, against Hans Niemann, the up-and-coming youngster, the underwater World Chess Champion, or something to that effect. The match is taking place in Belgrade, Serbia, 8-game match, classical time control, 60 minutes each with 30 seconds back per move, known as excrement. This is exciting. Game 1 of this fascinating match. They played 2 on the day, but this was the best. It had the bloodshed, and Hans Niemann, he's gonna live to regret this. Or is he? He plays the Berlin defense with the black pieces. Nepo himself, a massive expert in these lines, of course, and we see a queenless endgame, or is it a middle game? No one's got a clue. Do check out Lotus Chess below if you want to learn these lines. It's the only way I know how, the best way. H3 is the main move, but may we? Nepo surprises Niemann with bishop f4, a way less trodden path, and the best move here is bishop e6. Bishop b4 is apparently an idea too, but this was played. Niemann rejecting the opening principles, gaining space. You do often see this, but Nepo can now bring his pieces rapidly to the centre. Niemann whispers, stack my bishop, good on him. The knight goes after that one, and you can't really save the bishop pair. You know, this runs into b3, bishop d7 starts looking passive, maybe e6 comes one day, so not played. We get knight d4, pressuring a pawn, but also preparing to recapture here. This is the game. Don't blunder your bishop. Nepo doesn't do so. Rook coming to the only open file, and now f4. Nepo roars as if he was Hans Niemann, gaining that space. Knight d4, takes, and let's assess this position. White standing that bit better. Kings first to the centre. Minor pieces more dominant. Pawns are gaining the space. The rooks are connected, unlike these ones. So definitely it's Nepo with the trumps, but Hans Niemann is solid. He's fighting, and boy is he a tricky player these days, especially as the clocks tick down. Rook is now kicked. It backs up here. Rook ad1 played and king d7. And let's not forget, they only get 60 minutes each as a starting time. Very different to a normal kind of tournament, classical game where it's like 2 hours each and then a bit more. The games can go on for like 6-7 hours, right? Long time. This is now played. Sorry, had to do that. Knight g3, the 6-7 thing I mean, for those not in the know. Rook h8 back. And I love this pony manoeuvring from Jan Nepomniachtchi. He's offered en passant, secret chess move for the uninitiated, but it's not played. If you do this, you activate the black bishop. You help the king. So not played. The position stays closed. Good for the knight. The king steps back. This would be a bit trigger happy. Don't open the bishop. Knight b3 instead. And after king e6, rook d3. You can't challenge the file, by the way, or this, and you've just allowed a check, losing a pawn. So this one played, Nepo misses a massive opportunity. He could play here pawn c5, and it binds the position. You know, if you try to break out, there's check, and you're hitting a pawn. If king steps, well, you can instantly see the problems, right, with the discoveries. Or you push a pawn. It's all very good. Collapsing. So no b6 after c5. What else to do? Some waiting move, but then white can begin binding on the position. Something like this. Rook's coming across. If you trade pawn for pawn, this is just really good for white. You can slowly bring in the pieces. Here's a sample line. King comes around. Or let's say bishop f8, you just keep waiting, doing a bit of clicking, it's dead in the water. So c5, an amazing shot. Nepo misses it. a3, Niemann now spots the issue, good understanding of the structure. Knight a5, and the game starts getting a bit wild. g5 first. Nepo sets up the Connect 4, wins himself a year-long subscription to Endgame.ai and a free chess lesson with Hans Niemann himself. Very lucky guy. Got to envy that. Now we see the king step back. The old cube is on the board now. That's a pawn cube. We love to see it. Shaved, of course, in just a moment. We're rattling through the moves. It's an 80 mover and the best is yet to come. Check. Stepping back. Are we going to see rook b8? Cover the pawn? No, sorry. Niemann's going for more here. Or at least a different variation, let's say. Knight takes. And this endgame is not easy. Both players have lots of weak pawns that can be attacked. You could take on b2. Niemann doesn't do it. Rook d4. Not d4, sorry. Check first, then d4. Hits these two guys. So one of them's going to be won back. Nepo plays in here to protect the f pawn, of course, because that then holds the e pawn. The c pawn drops off the board, and now he activates here. All three moves are playable. There's so many lines. We cannot go into them all. Let's stick with what Hans plays, which is stepping up the board. Taking on a6. Possible, but Nepo doesn't go for it. He attacks this bishop. He's trying to play with initiative. Niemann's offering a repetition. Nepo says no thank you. Hits the rook. Jettisons a pawn just so he can activate the knight and improve it. The bishop has to go somewhere. Niemann's defending brilliantly, it must be said. But after rook h7, check, king f3, Hans Niemann makes a blunder. What should he play? King d5's the move. And if you take the bishop with the white pieces, black takes the knight. It's a rough equilibrium. But black's still standing a bit better. I mean, this is a protected passer, right? This structure's not great. But in the game, bishop e1, low on time. And it allows this takes of the pawn. You could have checked as well. And now we see the problem with the bishop stepping away and letting the knight live. The king is in a world of pain. Passed pawn, supported by knight and rook. And how do you get close to them? You can't. If you try stepping up here, then there's this check. Lots of problems now. You can even give a knight up to distract the king, then win the rook, exchange ahead, pawns running, game over. So many problems. Don't play king d5. a5 was tried. Not a blunder of a pawn. The bishop defends from afar. It's like one of those chess bra shorts. Don't sleep on that one, even though it's miles away. So knight d8 check was played. King d5, another check. King c4, and Nepo's really having some fun now. A proper party, a real disco. He's threatening to check here. So Hans Niemann takes evasive action. But look at this. Pawn e6. I'm very close to sneezing. Apologies. That one's played. Of course, you can't capture, or the pawn's going through, unless you give up a minor piece. Knight's on the square. So we saw bishop h4 anyway, immediately, without takes. Now this check. King b3. Another check. Holds the pawn then too. This one steps away. No, it doesn't. Apologies. Rook intercepting here. And so Nepo switches back over. And the big problem for Hans is this e-pawn. And it's so well escorted. Now, how does black even drum up counterplay? Well, that is something that Niemann does quite well these days. All that titled Tuesday on his favourite site. He loves the chess mafia, really. Maybe. Who knows? Pawn e7's coming. Knight c5 check was played though. This was a stronger move in fact. Nepo not finding the most precise path, but he is keeping an advantage. This was now played. We get rook takes on b2. Hang on. A glimmer of weirdness. It's getting kooky. We now see the pawn push. King g4 hits the bishop. It backs up. Attacked once more. It backs up. Pawn pushing, about to become a baby girl, so you have to smash it off the board. This is the game. Move 64, there's 16 to go. One player resigns. Rook a7 swings behind. a2, f5. Has Nepo messed up? This is seriously close. Forget the eval bar. This can get tricky. Now pawn f6 played. Rook c2. Pawn f7. And we don't see the pawn escorted home. If you start trying to do that, it's a bit slow. This queen's getting made first. So that's why the rook backs up. Covers this square. And now how about this? For an all-star move, I mean, think of what Nepo might play here. And it might take you like a month of Sundays to figure it. It's only the second best move. Strongest is knight c5 check. Trying to distract the rook. Nepo plays a different one. Knight c3. Same idea, distract the rook or even the king. Now, we've seen what happens if rook takes, you queen. What if king takes? Well, now you take on a2, and Nepo had calculated out this is a one-end game. King comes in. If you attack, you defend. If you attack from here, you make a queen. So you can't actually get the pawn in time. King comes through, rounds it up, and that's the game, a rook ahead. So you cannot touch this knight. So that's why rook c7. A beautiful counter strike from Hans saying take my rook, I make a queen. So we didn't see that. We saw knight takes on a2. Now if rook takes, queen. But actually you have to go for it really. One of your best tries here. A check was flicked in. King c2. Queen is made. And you can't take the knight or queen c5 check. And you lose a rook. So this was played first. Now the knight taken. It's rook against queen. An endgame. Do you know how to convert this one? If you don't, get your Lotus chess. They do endgames as well. Whether they cover this endgame, I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But it's probably on the way if it's not there already. Constant upgrades. Here we see resigns. Because say you head down this way or something. Then there's a check here. You can head back something like this. King steps in. And you're going to get mated one way or another. If the rook covers the rank. Queen b2 check. I mean, this is just one sample. You can step in all sorts of directions, right? This is one of the ways to stave it off for the longest. But eventually, white's going to corral that king. Don't ask me to show you all the lines, please. It's like 13, 15 moves deep. You usually either win the rook or mate the king. Let's run back. 80 move win by Nepo. He was pushing in the second in a Sicilian with the black pieces. Couldn't quite convert it. So it's 1.5 half at the end of day one. 8-game match. Thanks a lot for watching. Do check out the video on screen if you want to see another epic game of chess. And I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.